Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over composable functions and modifiers. First off, let's talk about composable functions. These are the building blocks of UI in Jetpack Compose. A composable function is a regular content function, but with one key difference. It is annotated with @composable. This tells Compose that the function is meant to create or display some part of the user interface. Here is a simple composable function. The @composable annotation indicates that this function is creating UI. The text function is another composable that displays some text, and we pass in hello name as the text content. With composable functions, you are describing what the UI should look like, and the cool part is that these functions are stateless. Instead of manually managing the UI, you just define what the UI looks like for a given state, and Compose will automatically re-render the UI whenever the state changes. You can also combine composable functions to build more complex UIs. Here's an example. In this case, we're combining an image, some text, and a button to display a simple user profile. The key here is that the composables can be composed together, hence the name. You can break down your UI into small, reusable pieces and combine them to build more complex components. Now, let's talk about modifiers. A modifier is a tool that you use to style and position your UI elements. You can think of it as a way to tweak how your composables will look and behave. For example, if you want to add padding or background to other composable, you can do this using modifiers. And here's the example of what I just described. And here we're doing three things with the modifier. We're padding, we're adding 16 dB of space around the text. Background, we're giving it a gray background, and we're adding a black border around it. Modifiers can be chained which makes them very powerful. You can add as many styling, layout, and interaction modifications as you want to a single composable. The modifier parameter is available to most UI components like text, button, image, and column. Modifiers can do all sorts of things. Let's break them down into a few different categories. Layout modifiers, you can control how a composable is positioned and sized. For example, fill mix max width makes the composable expand to take the full width of its parent. And this code ensures that the text takes up the entire width of the screen and adds some padding. Styling modifiers, you can apply visual styles to your composables, such as setting background colors, adding borders, or clipping a composable to a certain shape. In this example, we create a 100 dB box with a blue background and clip it into a circular shape. Interaction modifiers, you can use modifiers to handle user interactions like tapes or drags. For instance, you can use clickable to make a composable respond to touch events. To wrap it up, composable functions are used to define and build UI components in Jetpack Compose. They let you describe your UI in a declarative way, and you can combine them to create complex UIs. Modifiers allow you to style and position your UI elements. You can add padding, background colors, borders, and handle user interactions, all with just a few lines of code. Together, composable functions and modifiers make Jetpack Compose a really powerful and flexible tool for UI Android development. This is it for today's video. If you have any questions about Jetpack Compose, feel free to drop them in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Android development tips. See you next time.